When we think about innovation in sports, we usually imagine it trickling down from the pros, right? But what if I told you one of the biggest NFL innovations of this century didn't come from some high-tech lab or a genius offensive coordinator? Nope, it started in the mud on a high school practice field. Let's get into it.
Okay, rewind to 2008. The Miami Dolphins are on the field, and they start running this formation called the Wildcat. It was just bizarre. A direct snap to the running back, defenders totally confused. It completely blindsided the league. It looked like this brand new revolutionary idea. But where did it actually come from? The real story is so much better.
To find the real answer, you gotta forget about the giant stadiums, forget the multi-million-dollar contracts. We need to go back in time and way off the beaten path to a small town in the Pacific Northwest. That's where this whole thing really started. So, let's pull back the curtain on this supposed NFL innovation and meet the guy at the heart of it all. This is Hugh Wyatt. And right off the bat, his story just isn't what you'd expect. I mean, a Yale history grad who ends up dedicating his life to coaching high school kids, he's this really smart academic guy who just fell in love with the absolute fundamentals of football. And the idea that would change everything for him, the one that would eventually shake up the NFL, he didn't find it in some dusty old American playbook. No way. He found it thousands of miles from home, in Finland, of all places. So picture this. It's the late 80s, and Wyatt's coaching a team in Finland. They get absolutely demolished by the Helsinki Roosters, and he sees their coach, a guy named Don Markham, running something completely different. See, Wyatt was used to the wing T. It's all about finesse, trickery, misdirection, but what he saw that day was the double wing. It was just raw, physical, smash-mouth power, and that's when the light bulb went on. And you don't have to take my word for it. In Wyatt's own words, the Roosters were hammering everybody. It wasn't just his team. This doubling offense was just steamrolling the entire league. This was his aha moment. He saw an idea so brutally effective that he knew he had to make it his own. So, what happens when Wyatt takes this philosophy of pure, unadulterated power back to the States? Well, when he introduces it to some struggling high school teams, the results were, well, they were just staggering. Just look at the numbers. In 2007, North Beach High School won a grand total of 1 game. The very next year, Hugh Wyatt shows up with his system. Their win total, it jumps to 7. That's not a small improvement. That's a complete transformation. And it wasn't about new players. It was all about the new system. And believe me, it was not a fluke. He goes to another school, Woodburn High in Oregon, a team that had won only 2 games in the past 5 years. With Wyatt's system, they get their first league win in 12 long years. The guy was a turnaround artist, plain and simple. Okay, now we get to the moment. It's October 1997. Wyatt is standing on a rainy practice field at La Center High School. He wants to add a new wrinkle, so he introduces a play where the ball is snapped directly to a running back, not the quarterback. And what was the school's mascot? You guessed it, the Wildcats. So he calls the formation the Wildcat. His reaction to naming this now famous play? How original. That tells you everything you need to know about this guy. He wasn't trying to build a brand or become famous. He was just a coach on a field trying to win a game. He had no idea what he just unleashed. But here's the thing. Wyatt's legacy isn't just about winning high school games. It's about how he took this idea and single-handedly turned it into a movement. So how in the world does a play from a tiny high school get to the NFL? Well, Wyatt didn't keep it a secret. He created these super detailed instructional videos and sold thousands of them to other coaches. College coaches started buying them, and the concept eventually landed at the University of Arkansas. From there, an assistant coach takes the idea with him to the Miami Dolphins. And boom, 11 years after that rainy day in Washington, the Wildcat is an NFL sensation. And this is a really crucial point. Don Markham might have come up with the core offense, but Hugh Wyatt, he was its evangelist. He's the one who systematized it, who created the playbooks and videos, who traveled to 28 states holding clinics for other coaches. He didn't just have an idea. He built a whole community around it. He was the teacher who lit the fuse. So it all leaves you with this question, right? Who really drives innovation forward? Is it the superstars on the biggest stage? Or is it the teachers, the coaches, the people in the trenches who are dedicated to sharing what they know? Hugh Wyatt never coached an NFL game. He never wanted the spotlight. But his passion for teaching the fundamentals on a really small scale
ended up changing the biggest game in the country. Kind of makes you wonder where the next big idea is hiding right now.